way back Wednesday as we are counting down the Super Bowls that were played on these days. I will come back to that one a little bit later. We're 4 days from the Super Bowl, and Sal Paolantonio is live and embedded with the Eagles, the only place he should be in New Orleans. So, Sal, let's dive into this game here. You spoke with two of the main characters in this epic season, Saquon Barkley and Nick Sirianni. What did they tell you?
2 words, Greeny: unfinished business. Specifically, Saquon Barkley. I talked to him one-on-one on opening night Monday at the Superdome. And he told me during the year, listen, I want to rewrite my story. But it's not only about going to the Super Bowl, it's about winning the Super Bowl. And Nick Sirianni remembers all too well.
Vic Fangio has been a revelation for the Eagles in year one as a defensive coordinator. I've made the point, you can make an argument he's the coach of the year in the NFL, even though he's not a head coach. How is his defense preparing for Patrick Mahomes?
It's one of the amazing stories of the NFL season, right? Vic Fangio, oldest defensive coordinator in the league, 66 years old, youngest defense in the league. I like to call it, with all due respect to Ernest Hemingway, the old man and the D. And this D has got speed at all 3 levels. And I was told that in his first defensive meeting here at the team hotel, he gathered the players and he showed them these numbers. They are 5-0 on artificial turf this year, giving up a ridiculously low 11.6 points per game. That's a full touchdown better than the number 2 team, the Chargers, and the number 3 team, the Vikings. They've got speed on all 3 levels. This is Turf Nation S5 turf that they have at the Superdome. It is designed for quote-unquote high performance, a.k.a. speed. And the Eagles have speed on defense, 5-0 this year on artificial turf.
Okay, very well done. We'll see if the sun also rises for Mahomes or for that defense in this matchup. All right, so then let's talk then finally about Jalen Hurts. It's his arm that has been the subject of so much conversation. His legs are obviously outstanding. Saquon Barkley's legs are unprecedentedly outstanding. But why is the arm of the quarterback the key to this game, in your opinion?
Because he's got to go deep early. He's got to stretch the field on the Kansas City Chiefs. Keep Justin Reed, keep Trent McDuffie, keep Steve Spagnuolo's defense honest. Get them off the line of scrimmage, is off the corner. Get the ball deep down the field, loosen them up early, and then let, as they like to say, let the beast out. Let Saquon Barkley run number 26 behind the heaviest offensive line in the National Football League. You pass to score points, you run to win in the National Football League. That's the Eagles' formula. That's what I think they will do in this game.
All right, it will be a fascinating chess match to watch. Sal, outstanding. I'll be down there this evening. I'll come find you. Thank you very much for jumping in here. Let me bring it back to my crew, and let's do an expert review, which is brought to you by Tax Act. Hawk, you have put together a little tape for us here on the matchup you think is the most important in Super Bowl 59.
I'm watching Trent McDuffie on the outside for the Chiefs in press coverage because he's best in press and his defense wants to press him. But here's A.J. Brown, who is also incredible versus press. You'll see him get physical at the line. You'll also see him here where, again, you're playing within that 5-yard percentage, being able to be elusive enough to make guys miss. You'll also see him, again, be quick off the line because he's a threat on a go ball down the field, but also can separate. That's what makes A.J. Brown special, is that he can do all the things. And lastly, you'll see him put all those things together. Threaten downfield with the go ball, be physical at the point of attack, create separation. Now, when you look at A.J. Brown and you press, the reason why teams don't typically press him, whenever he's pressed, he has a 37% target rate, which means Jalen Hurts says, nothing to think about. They're pressing the best receiver in the game. I'm going to him with the football. How that matchup comes to life will dictate how the Super Bowl goes.
So do you agree with Sal that they will take some deep shots early in this game, particularly maybe to Brown?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to play a lot of single high because of the run game. And again, if they're pressed man-to-man, you got to throw it down the field.
Well, that run game is what you're watching, D. Wood.
Absolutely, because their offense runs through Saquon Barkley. I always talk about when we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles on offense, it's a numbers game. You play 6 in the box, 7 in the box. That's Saquon Barkley all day. And if he's gaining 4, 5, 7 yards, I always say you have to earn the right to run.
And a surprise to absolutely no one, Bart is focusing on the defense and a different Jalen. It's Jalen Carter. Can we just roll that tape I like one more time as I give it to Bart here? This is one of my favorite tapes that we've seen. This is first Jalen Carter.
Look at that, blue-blooded.
He's the guy.
Well, listen, when you talk about the last time we saw Patrick Mahomes lose the Super Bowl, it was against Todd Bowles. And how did he rattle him? A-gap pressure. Right, so you talk about
right up the middle.
Right, you don't have to blitz. You have to get Patrick Mahomes off his spot. Jalen Carter may not have all the sack productivity, but he's the guy that sets the table for the pass rushers on the outside, right? He's the guy that closes the show. Interior pressure forces Patrick Mahomes to take his eyes off of the pass combinations and look at the rush and try and elude the rush. And then that's where I look for this to be the most pivotal matchup in all the game. Yeah. Rattling Patrick Mahomes, making him run his feet so he can't go down and break down your defense.
Graham has been hurt, but it looks like he's working his way back and will play in this game. That play that the ending there against the Rams in the snow, that reminded me of Aaron Donald closing out the Super Bowl against Joe Burrow.
Yes, exactly. Because he's so, listen, this is where maybe some of the things that happened for the Chiefs this season may come back to bite them because they had to take their best interior guy and move him outside.
Joe Tooney.
Right, Joe Tooney. So now Jalen Carter is going against a backup in Trey Smith and Caliendo. Right, so it's going to, listen, that's going to be a lot to have to deal with. And if he can get consistent pressure, I'm telling you, I like the Philadelphia Eagles.
The one thing, Trey Smith is a veritable giant of a man.
Yes, he is.
But what's a goon to a goblin, though? What's a goon to a goblin? Because that guy he going over there is different. So I don't care how big that guy is. I'm taking
Lil Wayne reference, Green.
No, I had a feeling.
Okay, I was making sure my guy is right.
What you do, you just nod like you knew what it was. See? And then everyone just says, "Oh, Green, you know that."
Yeah, that's right.
And then we go on.
Oh, my bad.
Coming up, the disrespect as the Chiefs have history in their sights. Why is everybody suddenly so mad at them? We will explain all of that, and we're putting a whole football crew on the spot today. Here's the Hembo question. So we got Jalen Hurts starting his second game in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Who was the youngest quarterback at the time of his second Super Bowl loss?
Second Super Bowl loss.
Greeny, this is just like college.
Starting
group activity with my homework.
Starting quarterback.
And I'm not going to do any of it.
Answers
I'll
next.
take the credit. Guys, this is on you.
Oh, what's this?
I feel like you guys were closer to Super Bowl than I was.
Để bắt đầu vào làm thì ở đây mình đã chuẩn bị những nguyên liệu và dụng cụ như sau này. Về dụng cụ thì ở đây mình có một cái compa, một cái kéo, những cái cây bút màu nước như thế này, bút chì, thước kẻ và súng bắn keo. Súng bắn keo thì mình sẽ sử dụng là keo nến nha. Các bạn nào mà không có keo nến thì có thể sử dụng các cái loại hồ dán hoặc là các cái loại keo dán mà nó có thể dính nước giấy là được nhé. Tiếp theo ở đây mình có hai tờ giấy màu, một tờ giấy màu tím và một tờ giấy màu vàng nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ đi cắt cái tờ giấy